More than 24 New York politicians have been arrested for or accused of a crime in just the past 7 years alone. Last fall, former Senate Majority Leader Pedro Espada pleaded guilty to tax evasion for omitting more than $400,000 he stole from his federally funded healthcare network in the Bronx. An internal investigation also underway now surrounding Assemblyman Vito Lopez. 2 female employees accused him of sexual harassment. Sheldon Silver, the Assembly Speaker, approved a payment of more than $100,000 to settle those claims against Lopez last year. And now Senator Malcolm Smith is out on bail after he was just arrested this week for allegedly trying to bribe his way into New York City's mayoral race. So it's just a few of the cases we're talking about here. Our Pat Bailey's live in our Albany newsroom tonight with more on New York State's battle against political corruption. Pat?
Well, Dory, although they are just allegations at this point, Senator Malcolm Smith now gets added to the laundry list of lawmakers tangled up in scandal or crime over the past just decade. In fact, since 2000, there have been nearly 30 senators or assembly members either charged or convicted of crimes. Taxpayers I talked with today said enough is enough.
Good morning.
In front of the Senate chamber, several good government groups called for an end to the corruption in state politics. On the streets, taxpayers want the same. Were you shocked by what you heard yesterday?
Not really, not from New York City.
What will it take for your trust to be restored?
I think they need a real ethics panel. You know, something where they really enforce it and they keep these guys from moving back and forth between government and the private sector.
Is there a time you'd want to say something?
Many New Yorkers say bad headlines over the years have forced them to lose any faith they may have had in state government. Since 2000, more than 24 politicians have been accused of wrongdoing or formally charged. Of those, 15 have pled guilty or been convicted of crimes, ranging from bribes to embezzlement to corruption. The head of the New York State Public Interest Research Group says taxpayers' trust is so far gone, they are just waiting for the next scandal.
This has become routine arrests for similar malfeasances. I don't know who else might be engaged in such activity, but I would be surprised if we went through the rest of 2013 without seeing at least one more arrest based off of recent trends.
Now, the handful of groups of good government agencies over at the Capitol today say if you take the big money out of elections, the election process, it would stop most of the bribes and embezzlements, but they admit that it would not stop all of it. So their way of fixing is to start a campaign finance reform push. Public funds used to match small donations and better reporting of where the private money is coming from in campaigns, Dory.
Of course, there's been a lot of talk about this for some time, Pat. We also mentioned this week that there is this new ad push out there. What exactly is the status right now of campaign finance reform in New York?
Well, the governor said earlier this year before the budget process that it was a priority of his. He says he wants it done this session now that the budget is over with. It now opens up his agenda for the second half, if you will, of this session. So we'll see if it makes it out there. But his one of his staff members told me today from the governor's office that, again, it is a priority of his to get it done this session.
A lot of people are going to be staying tuned to watch and see. So thank you very much, Pat Bailey, live in our Albany newsroom tonight. Well,